is here again. The season's full of cheer again. I should be merry, but I'm blue. Doesn't seem like Christmas without you. Snow is coming down.
That beautiful voice belongs to Wayne Messmer. The song, his new song, Christmas the new song is Doesn't Seem Like Christmas Without You. This is what I sing when I'm away from you, Sean.
Yeah.
Turn it up a little bit.
Doesn't seem like Christmas without you.
Oh, nice.
That's very lovely.
And last year we had Wayne Messmer come into the studio to sing. Because, back then, I remember, I'm old enough to remember a time when we had live theater.
Yeah.
And people could sing in church. And we had church back then.
Wayne, are you going to Christmas like it's 2019, or are you going to tough it out in lockdown?
I'm all out, baby. I'm going nuts.
All right. Welcome back to the program, Wayne Messmer. So, Wayne, how long did it take you to write that song, Doesn't Seem Like Christmas Without You?
No time at all, because I didn't write it. Here's what
Nice.
Actually, this song has such a great story that goes with it. I do a lot of speaking and stuff, and I always talk about the concept of planting good seeds, and you never know when they're going to sprout. This song, as relevant and as timely as it is, was written in 1962.
What?
And my dear friend Joyce Smith, who's
It's almost
written
as
over
old
300
as
songs.
Fauci's career. Go ahead.
Almost, almost.
But as you were saying, Joyce, yes.
Yeah, Joyce Smith is the person who wrote it. She's 87 years old. She's written about 300 songs and 3 musicals, and she was like the queen of Rush Street piano bar player, and 60 years in the business. She called me and said, "I'd like to give myself a present." She said, "Would you take a couple of my songs, get some arrangements, and record them kind of as her legacy," which is such a complimentary thing to be handed that responsibility. And I said, yeah, and I was familiar with the song, and I loved it. And I used to sing with her, a little watering hole up in Lake Geneva when she used to play up there for about 30 years. And so I said, let's do it. And we got an arrangement of this by a great arranger, Bobby Schiff, who's a terrific Chicago musician, and full orchestra. So how in the heck do you record a full orchestra during these nutty times, trying to get people together? Well, it took 7 sessions, studio sessions, bringing people in kind of piecemeal, 1, 2, 3, or 4 at a time, and then mixing it down and creating this wonderful thing. The amazing thing, though, with full orchestra arrangement, we had we had a bunch of really marvelous musicians who just happened to be available because there were no other gigs. And the lush orchestral arrangement with the strings is actually a string quartet recorded 4 times separately.
Wayne, have you ever thought about recording my song with A Christmas Without You, strolling on the beach with a pocket full of dough? Could you maybe help me put that together?
We can talk. We'll talk offline. We'll have our representatives chat it out.
Something for the divorce
that is
guys.
a remarkable story. But how are you surviving, and other people and other thespians? Because I can't believe. I mean, still to this day, we're everything is shut down. There's 33 states that don't live like this, where you could travel to other states and try and perform, but people are doing that. Strippers in Vegas are going to Florida because that's a form of art.
Strippers'
Yes,
lives
thank
matter.
you.
Yeah,
Strippers.
That's where they are.
And exactly. But I mean, how are you getting by? And are you doing virtual meetings with your group, or what are you doing to stay sane?
Yeah, it's it is different. My wife Kathleen and I are having a virtual Christmas caroling party tonight, and you do what you can. I mean, as a speaker, presenter, that kind of guy, performer. I mean, the gigs aren't there. That's what I think really people are overlooking are the gig workers. And theater and the tech people who do all of this. It's pretty miserable. I had averaged for the last number of years well over 200 events a year. And let's take 9 months of that kind of schedule and just wipe it off the board.
Have you done any events at all? besides performing here on AM 560?
Well, this is the pinnacle. But I've done three singing gigs since February.
Have you gone out of state to do those, or you did them virtually?
No, those were three live ones. Three
Okay.
live, and they were kind of weird because you're singing to a group that's not quite a football field away, but it's bizarre. All that we can do is hope that things will ultimately happen again. I mean, I've been very fortunate in my life that I've got a business background as well. Chicago Bulls hockey team, and then Wayne Messmer Associates is a financial services firm, both of which are providing income during this entire thing. So,
Yeah, but the hard part is you can't do what you love, and that's singing.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Weird. I know.
Yeah.
You had to put on the brakes. You've been going fast and hard your whole life, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
It stops.
Yeah, and in some ways, it gives you time when you say, I'm bored, I've got nothing to do. Well, all of us, I think, should have some projects on the back burner. I'm putting a finishing touch on a second book. This music project really gave me opportunity that I may not have had the time to really devote to it before this.
And I want to tell you, Dr. Nzike said yesterday, you can do caroling outside and social distance.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm just letting you know
there you go.
that's acceptable. You will not get arrested or fined or ticketed if you decide to go to people's houses.
Thumbs up from the tyrant, Wayne. Go crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to lose my mind. It's we for years, Kathy and I would have these Halloween or Christmas caroling parties, and we'd stroll the neighborhood, whichever neighborhood we were in. We've had the police called on us. I walk out I play the accordion. So, as they say, a gentleman is someone who knows how to play the accordion but chooses not to. But it's been fun, and I wish we could do that, but we just don't have the bodies, so we'll do it virtually until things finally clear up.
Wayne, my favorite uncle played the accordion. That is great. I had such a good time.
Do you have the accordion with you, Wayne?
It is wonderful.
I don't have it right now.
He's got it in the desk drawer. You know how big an accordion is? She's blonde, Wayne. Excuse the questions. Wayne.
Hey, I played the French horn. That was no small instrument or easy task.
Hey, so did I, all the way through high school and college. That was my major in college, French horn.
Really?
I'm not kidding you, yeah.
Oh, my sister played the French horn as well. It's a beautiful instrument, and can't you hear it in every song?
Yeah, riveting.
When the French horn is played, if you ever played the French horn, you see, that's French horn. It's in a number of scores and movies. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I like the kazoo, Wayne.
Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah, it's one of the best. But the song Doesn't Seem Like Christmas Without You has a beautiful French horn line, too.
Oh.
And so when if you're driving around feeling sad for yourself, we'll play this song and say, there's the French horn.
Wayne, I'm fascinated by you because you made such a recovery from a tragedy. I've been fascinated with you since it happened in '94. I don't think people realize you were a victim of carjacking. And as a singer-performer, you were shot in the throat by a 15-year-old carjacker on Taylor Street. As you see the chaos happening with the lockdown, the ramifications, as you see carjacking skyrocketing.
Up 134% from last year.
Yeah.
We had 6 carjackings in our neighborhood before noon 3 Fridays ago. I'm not kidding you. All 15 and 16-year-olds, by the way.
Wayne, do you think that maybe some focus be put on this kind of crime that really, if you really look at it, unless it's a Wayne Messmer, it goes unnoticed?
It's become commonplace. Yeah, people have accepted that it's going to happen. The weekend that I was shot, excuse me, there were 35 shootings that weekend in Chicago, and I for years have talked about, and I would say there were 35, woo, and the crowd would go nuts, like, oh, that's horrible. Now we're looking at 50 or 60 at some particularly aggressive weekends. It's
Father's Day,
insane.
112. Yeah.
You know what? I missed that number. Oh my God.
It's insane. Yeah, but what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane, and nothing's changed between 1994 and now what? We're in 2020, and the same stuff that we're going through.
Well, yeah, I often get dragged into the into the gun control or tried to be dragged into that, and this is a humanity issue. It's not political,
Absolutely.
I mean, And again, respect for human life. I think that what happened to me, again, as I got into my parked car and started to pull out of a parking spot, a kid ran up on me, knocked on the window, and then pulled the trigger. I could have been a tin can on a fence post.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no sense of respect or dignity for another person's life. And I think, I'm not as dumb as I look. I've got a PhD in psychology, so I talk a lot about this stuff with people. And it's just sometimes I think we're continuing to raise more generations who do not feel pain of others unless they feel it physically themselves. And that's a dangerous spot to be in.
That is so well said. Well, then after he shot you, then did he eventually at the end take your car?
No. It was supposed to be an armed robbery. I don't know whether they were going to try and steal a car or not. But
okay.
I drove off from that point for a block to a block and a half. I remember. And it was, and you never know when that stuff happens, and it doesn't happen to you. You're in total disbelief when that happens. So, I mean, the fact that I lived through that, a point blank shot in the neck with a 9mm, is miraculous. It's certainly amazing to me. The fact that I can still sing and speak.
Walk.
And I know.
Thank God.
So, did the bullet go all the way through, or what? Well, I'm interested in this. I mean, what happened? Or did it lodge in your neck?
No, they yanked it out. It took a 10-hour surgery, and it gashed me ear to ear, and Cook County Hospital, who does the life-saving work, and then I've got the twisted sense of humor. So finally, a few days later, when I came to, I'm kind of picturing myself as a Pez dispenser on the operating table, but
yeah. Did you make the decision to move?
Wait.
No, I said, so it's got a happy ending. It is extremely tough to ruin my day after surviving that. I wake up in the morning. Almost every morning I watch the sunrise. And as often as possible, I'll step out and watch it set as well, just to say, hey, thanks for another day, one day at a time. So,
all right, Wayne, we'll leave it there for this morning. But thank you so much for coming on again and sharing your story. Can you take us out with a song? Or would you rather not?
I could, but I was hoping that we would just play the other one. But you've already played some of that. But anyway, I just want to mention one more time.
Yes.
Doesn't Seem Like Christmas Without You is just a wonderful song. It's available Amazon, Apple, Spotify, all that other happy stuff. And let's do a little something here for you.
And then, real quick, your book, the first book that you wrote, that's on Amazon.
Yeah, that's called The Voice of Victory, and it tells the entire story of survival, and also one thing that Lord knows we need at all times in our lives. It talks about the process of forgiveness that leads to freedom.
All right, wonderful. All right, Wayne Messmer, thank you so much, and have a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.